What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Dr. Umar Johnson has levied some serious allegations against popular blogger and YouTuber Tasha K, and this has something to do with the particular lady that showed up to one of his FDMG festivals or block parties. And according to Dr. Umar Johnson, this particular young lady was trying to holler at him. And at the time, he did not know that this particular female was married or pregnant at the time. And according to Dr. Umar Johnson, this is a Haitian American lady. But the lady has went to Tasha K and recorded a podcast trashing Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, this is not the first time publicly that some woman has went on to Tasha K's particular podcast and, levied such allegations against him. Michi X also did something very similar, but her allegations had nothing to do with the fact that she knew Dr. Umar Johnson. Rather, it was more or less about her opinions on people like Dr. Umar Johnson. But this particular person gave an exclusive, and according to Dr. Umar Johnson, that has not been released to the public. Only snippets have been released to the public. But what I'd like to do is play a small clip of what Dr. Umar Johnson had to say, and then after that, we'll come back and talk about it.
Talking to my Haitian Africans right now. I'm talking to my Haitian Africans right now. A couple weeks ago, Tasha K interviewed a Haitian sister, and this Haitian sister did a quote unquote tell-all interview about your brother, Dr. Umar. And guess what? It was filled with nonsense and lies. And guess what I'm going to have to do, Sister Gwirleen? When Tasha K drops this trifling interview filled with lies, I'm going to have to expose this Haitian sister for trying to defame my character. I'm going to go live on the internet, Sister Gwirleen. I'm telling you this because I love my Haitian sisters. We all Africans. I love you and I love the Haitian people. But I want all my Haitians to know that I was violated by a Haitian sister who I respect. I was violated by a Haitian sister who I respect, and she went behind my back and dogged me out because she could not have me. She went behind my back and dogged me out because she could not have me. I never had sexual relations with the woman. I was never alone with the woman. I never had sexual relations with the woman. I was never alone with the woman. But she went on Tasha K. I did not watch the interview. I was sent clips of the interview. I was told she contacted Tasha K. Tasha K is going to drop the interview. So I want all my Haitian family to know right now, I am not attacking my Haitian family. I love my Haitian family. I will die for my Haitian family. I love my Haitian queens. But when this thirsty thought drops this interview with Tasha K, I'm going to bury her ass with the truth. I don't know what made her pregnant ass go to Tasha K and do an interview on me and try to slander my name because I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. I didn't let her play wifey in the fashion show of the FDMG festival. So she got mad and she ran to Tasha K and did a whole interview full of lies. Well, guess what? I got the truth. And I'm going to bury your ass, and you know who I'm talking to, woman. The last thing you should have did was ran your ass to Tasha K. When that interview dropped, I'ma bury your ass with the truth. Don't you ever in your life try to tear me down because I don't want you. Your ass was married and your ass was pregnant, and you had no business wiping the sweat off my face in the FDMG gym that day. You had no business wiping the sweat off my face in the FDMG gym that day. You was married and you didn't even say nothing. And you was pregnant and you didn't even say nothing. And you ran your funky ass to Tasha K. And as soon as Tasha K dropped that interview you did, because I ain't gonna even watch it till it dropped. I'm not even gonna watch it till it dropped. But when it dropped, I'ma bury your ass intellectually. Don't you ever come for me. I'ma bury that ass.
So you heard what was said there on this particular clip. Here is what I'm going to say about, the Pan-African community and working with women. Now, again, this is not the first time Dr. Umar Johnson has had some allegations levied against him by, women. There was the conscious stripper back in 2015. That was a really big deal where Dr. Umar Johnson allegedly was trying to smash her and she had like 2 sons, something like that. But he says that this is not true. He's never been alone with the lady, that he has never sexually engaged her, all of which, from what he's saying, I believe. Because the conscious stripper lady, when those allegations came out, he didn't seem as fervent as he is now. He called her some names and stuff like that, but not as fervent as this. It appears that our brother Dr. Umar Johnson is getting Me Too'd, and this is what I want to say, because in the Pan-African community, when you have somebody that has the charisma like Dr. Umar Johnson, and Dr. Umar Johnson seems to favor the women in the Pan-African community over the men. Most of his stuff is more catered towards women. He does set them straight here and there, but I believe our brother has more women fans, and so when they look at him, he is more or less looked up as someone like a messianic kind of figure to the black community, somewhat as a pastor, somewhere that kind of revered in that light. So women are attracted to his perceived position. And there lies the situation with Dr. Umar Johnson. And this is the reason why I've always been more closely associated with like the manosphere communities or with black men, because you just don't get a lot of those opportunities that can bring you down. And for brothers who work in in industries where you have both men and women, or women maybe the more larger clientele, if you turn certain women down, they can feel disrespected, and they can come after you. And if you have an allegation out there, they could easily try to say, well, this happened to me. Like, look at Chris Brown. This particular chick said the same thing about Chris Brown, and then he posted the screenshots and the voicemails from the same lady that she was lying and all of this stuff. And a lot of guys has got to be careful when you're working with women. You got to be careful. That's me included. Because it's so easy to go the other way. It's so easy to mess up your business because you have an employee that you're working with or something like that. And once that is going on, guys, and women are coming after you, and some people's feelings are going to be hurt. And there's a fine line, especially when you look into the black community. Because I'm going to tell you, if you're in the black world, man, there's not a lot of black men that are doing anything. And I'm not saying that Umar Johnson, what he's doing is necessarily so great, but it is perceived as more than the average brother, right? So women are they consider him a top high value guy. And they perceive that there are not a lot of black men in the community like him. Now, I don't believe that's true, but that's what they think. So women are going to try to compete for him. Women are going to try to, and then you're going to get women out there, especially in the Pan-African community, in the Hotep community. You see what's going on with, Carbon Nation and Brother Polite. Those women will do some of them will do almost anything. They don't mind even being in polygamy. It's a crazy community over there. A lot of sexual stuff going on. So, there you go. Got to fight these lies. And a lot of times, a lot of the women that you can come across, you got to run from them. It's crazy. But I don't know. What do you guys think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junker. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.